I'm not just encouraging students to get on a podcast, whether they want to talk about medicine and get some sort of therapy, closure, outlet, or just expression out of it, but also, do whatever you want, whatever field you want. It's fun. Try it out. But also doctors. I think it's a very nice way to increase your credibility in whatever research or whatever field you're in, whatever research you're doing. I mean, do you not agree?
No, I totally agree. Yeah, no, some of the best podcast episodes I've ever listened to were with doctors, neuroscientists,
I think
whatever.
It's so beneficial when they get that information out there, because a lot of people don't just open up a book and read or look at research articles. They want to watch TV and listen to a podcast.
One of the best is Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She has been on multiple podcasts. I don't know if she has her own, but she's like a nutritionist and like gut health and stuff like that. So for me, it's extra fascinating whenever she pops on. So like when COVID first started, a few months into it, she was on Rogan, and I was just like, okay, here's someone I can trust, right? With information, because these doctors come on, you talk to them forever in an open conversation, they're more trustworthy. Like I do trust my doctors I currently see in person because I have great relationships with them and they're great doctors. But specifically on COVID, when New York City was firing doctors for like not following certain mandates, I was just like, ooh, even though I trust my doctor, I can't trust that what they're saying is really what they believe, because their job potentially might be on the line.
That is true.
And that was hard as a patient, because I wasn't like afraid of the vaccine or whatever, but I was afraid to ask questions because I didn't think I was going to get an honest answer. Yeah. Even if it was honest, there was that little sliver of doubt that they could just be trying to save their ass.
Yeah, like you're about to lose your job if you say otherwise.
Yeah, like, there's politics and everything, but especially in medicine, there's a lot of politics.
Which I will be getting into.
You got to deal with the insurance companies, which is a big old main event bully mafia, and you got to deal with the big pharma, which is even bigger main event mafia.
I almost lost my own dad to those mafias. So when you're like, are you afraid, or do you think you're going to get heat? You said, do you think you're going to get heat? I'm like, yeah, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, those are the people you want to go
Probably
after.
Get heat from that.
And there's going to be a lot of people going to go, can't talk about that. But you as a host have to make the decision. Okay,
Says who?
we'll talk around it, or you got to be like, I'm sorry, I can't have you on then. Yeah. Because that's the thing. like if you're going to prepping a guest is huge. Yeah. Like as a host, because you're gonna be you're a host. It is a time commitment, that aspect, because you don't want to just. I would not suggest to someone they go in cold. Like I can do it because I'm confident I can do it with most people.
A pro at this point.
I came in cold to this. I just want to know, what do you want? I was like, what do you want from me? I was like, great, I can work with that. I'll figure it out. But for anyone who's just starting, some doctors might ask for questions beforehand.
Yeah, and
which
that's understandable.
For me personally, is just like, oh my god, no. Like I want to just tell them no.
I get it though. I'm like, okay, I can't tell you all the questions that I might ask you, because some are just on the spot.
Some on the spot.
Most of them are like, that's what's nice. That's what I like about podcasting. If it's genuine, if it's with the flow, like what we're doing right now. None of this is composed, but I get the major ones that I want to ask that are on my mind, and if you want to know it, sure, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But I will also warn you that that's not all.
Like I will tell them beforehand, hey, here's what I'm thinking. I wrote up questions on this, that, and the other. Is there anything like you don't want? Is there anything that's off limits? Like always ask your guest before you start recording. Is there anything I am not allowed to ask you? Because they are your guests. You gotta treat them with respect, even if they are silently an asshole, right? Like if you have Mark Zuckerberg on. Right, there's gonna be some things he can't talk about, and it's important to get that groundwork out. And it can be even someone who's a baseball coach, right? Even he coaches high school baseball. Is there anything I can't talk about with the high school? Yeah, my job could be on the line. Got it, clear. Yeah. Or we can go. You know what? Doesn't matter.
Especially in medicine too, you can't talk about patients.
Yeah, you can't break HIPAA laws. Yeah. So you have to toe that line, but that's just. Honestly, it's guess and check and asking questions. One thing about podcasting you're going to find is that you're going to be in normal conversations and you're in podcast mode, where you just slip into it and you start asking questions in everyday life. Like I was in a work meeting last week, and it was easy for me to just ask questions about this conference we got coming up because I got into podcast mode. It's like, okay, I need to know something, right?
Yeah.
And then we just ask the question. And a lot can happen when you ask questions.
Yeah.
And you don't know where that door, you open that door and you don't know where it can lead. So that's another great thing about podcasting is the conversations you have on a podcast will bleed into everyday life, and it does make you a way better communicator.
That just also made me reflect on another reason why I want to do this and why I want to have more hosts is, call it a selfish reason, but it will help me grow too.
Yeah.
And in my field, you definitely have to be a great communicator, because the bad doctors that we refer to are usually just bad communicators.